What's happening, guys? Today's February 13th, 2026. This is the Uncommon News channel. We're going to go ahead and drive around El Paso, Santa Teresa area today, just for a little bit. Going to do some sky watching. Going to rant about politics a little bit in the meantime. I got some tools with me to help us spot any unusual activity. We're going to be driving. I'm going to try to drive around Route 9. I think it's 9. Is it 7 or 9? I think it's 9, going out towards Columbus. We're not going to Columbus, but just towards Columbus. That's where that temporary flight restriction was in Santa Teresa. It was right along. I think it's Route 9. Anyways, it's on the way from Santa Teresa to Columbus. So we're gonna drive out there a little bit. Use the spectrum analyzer. Try to see if I can pick anything funky up. Watching the sky. If I see anything in the sky, I got this, what do they call it? Not DSLR, a bridge camera, I think. It's called a bridge camera. It's a Pix Pro. It's got like 52x optical zoom. So, and then there's even more digital zoom. So if there's something flying around in the sky, I should be able to get a pretty good photo. Clouds are covering the sky. It's like 90% covered here in El Paso, but out west towards Santa Teresa, there's a little bit more opening in the sky. So we're gonna go out that way, see if I can find anything, and see who's in here. Cindy Turner, good to see you. Gabriel, good to see you. Arnold, good to see you, man. I was wondering where you've been. I haven't heard from you in a while. Psalm 9, good to see you. Hateful people, a dog hates you, mocks you, something near your home. Guys, pray for Psalm. Psalm, if you want to drop your name there in the comment section so people know who they're praying for. That might be a good idea, but yeah, we'll pray for you, Psalm. But there's a lot of the narco wars in Mexico are really picking up. I was watching some footage that came out of there just yesterday, and those people are just brutal. I can't for the life of me understand how some people can bring themselves to doing such heinous things to another human being. It boggles my mind. I mean, I'm not going to go into what they're doing, but it's a level of brutality that rivals ISIS and the head choppers. And I don't want that kind of nonsense imported into my country. I want the Trump administration to focus hard on deportations, and that's the reason, and that's the main reason why, because tens of millions of them came in here, and that's the kind of mindset and spiritual bankruptcy that they brought with them, and I don't want that here. I'm sorry, it's disgusting. The videos that I see coming out of Mexico and South America are just as brutal, if not more so, than the ISIS videos. And I don't want either one of them here. People can say whatever they want, but that's where I stand on that. You know, they're passing this SAVE Act around. It went from Congress to now it's sitting around in the Senate. I mean House. It passed the House of Representatives. Now it's sitting in the Senate. But you know, and I've held back commenting on the SAVE Act for a while. I mean, I've let people on Twitter know my thoughts, but I haven't really made a YouTube video about it, and there's a reason for that. But I'll go ahead and I'll drop my 2 cents on YouTube now about the SAVE Act. So this SAVE Act is going to force people to show an ID at so are reserved for the states. And then there's another thing that we have called the anti-commandeering doctrine. The anti-commandeering doctrine is like, best way I can summarize it is the federal government cannot commandeer local government authorities. And so it's not that I oppose the SAFE Act. It's that I can see that it's going to definitely be challenged on those 3 grounds. The Article 1, Section 4, someone's going to challenge it on Article 1, Section 4. Someone's going to challenge it by the 10th Amendment, and then somebody else is going to challenge it by anti-commandeering doctrine. Okay? And so why is that a concern to me? Well, because one, it's taking up all of this airtime in the news media. Everybody's focusing on the SAVE Act when we should be focusing on opposing the SAVE Act and getting nullified. And I think there's a really good chance that they're going to get it nullified. I think if they don't get it nullified the first time, 2 more times to get it nullified. They've got 3 legitimate arguments that they could bring up to the Supreme Court. 3. And so basically the way I see this whole SAVE Act thing is that it's gonna lift up some Democrat heroes. They're gonna get these Democrat AGs in these liberal states are gonna make a name for themselves. They're gonna be, you know, next presidential candidate type material. That's what we're going to create with the SAVE Act. Mark my words. And then aside from that, it's going to take up a ton of airtime in the press. Everybody's talking about it already, and they're going to keep talking about it. They're going to keep talking about it until it either fails in the Senate or until it goes up to the Supreme Court and gets overturned or nullified. So it's going to be just the way I see it. It's literally going to be just a massive waste of time, and just talk. That's all it is. It's just going to be yap. Everybody talking about the SAVE Act. While in the meantime, if we would just focus on deporting everybody, we don't have to worry about that anymore. Deport everybody and lock the borders down, and you don't have to worry about the SAVE Act. You can arrest all the people that committed election fraud. Show the next people that are coming in. Show them that, hey, this is what's going to happen to you if you screw around with our elections. And maybe we won't have to worry about that. Let the states deal with it. But in a perfect world, in a fairyland fantasy world where everybody played by the rules and everything worked out, I would support the SAVE Act. But we don't live in the fairyland world. SAVE Act is going to get challenged. It's probably going to get, I think it's a high probability it's going to be overturned. But not just that, when you start to federalize the elections, you're really getting into a slippery slope. Now, I mean, I looked at it before I decided to really comment on it or opine on it. I wanted to make sure there's no blockchain-based ID system in there that they're like trying to set up, and there isn't. I couldn't find anything like that. I'm going to be honest. But the issue is that once you start to federalize the elections and you set up federal authority over it, then what's to prevent them from increasing the security features on the real ID, right? Because everybody already has a real ID. So the only thing that needs to happen is still there. It looks like a cut. So anyway, so you get AI to vulnerability with the real ID, and then what? You got to increase the secure features of the real ID, and say, okay, well, let's give everybody a blockchain number. If you want to keep your real ID, you got to associate a blockchain number to it now. Okay, so now we all got blockchain ID numbers and blockchain bank accounts and blockchain this and blockchain that. No, that is the name of their end game. A block and chain is literally the name of their end game. That's how they enslave everybody in the end. And I'm going to resist that to the utmost of my being as for as long as I can. I will say hell no to a blockchain ID. I don't care how many illegals they flood our country with. I will not accept a blockchain ID under no circumstances whatsoever. Screw you. I mean, we called it years before the invasion even started. We said this is how they're going to do it. DHS rolled out their real ID years and years ago. None of the states adopted it. Alejandro Mayorkas takes over the helm of DHS. Floods the country with millions of Catholics from South America and Muslims. Then Trump takes the office, and I said before he came in, I said, mark my words, he's going to force the real ID on everybody. Kristi Noem takes the helm, DHS. What happens? Real ID shoved down your throat. Now it's the SAVE Act. SAVE Act looks fine on the surface. I took a look at it. I scanned it from as best as what I could tell. There's no mandates for blockchain ID, but it does say you can have the real ID. You can use your real ID. Okay, well, the real ID is a DHS thing. So if DHS decides the real ID needs to be upgraded, otherwise you can't fly anymore, what are you going to do? I mean, you're gonna get a new real ID? What if your bank says you need to upgrade your real ID to keep your account? You're gonna update your real ID? Then what? So it is a slippery slope, but at the same time, it's something that can be challenged. And so that's my 2 cents on the SAVE Act. I want safe and secure elections. I want fair elections like everybody else, but I'm not trying to be naive either. I'm not just trying to go along with the flow just to go along just to get along. I'm not that type of person. If I see a flaw, I'm going to call it out. And I took a lot of heat on Twitter for that. Actually, there were a lot of goofballs trying to tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm like, dude, do you even read the Constitution? Do you even know what anti-commandeering doctrine is? Like, these people, like the people that they try to that try to come after me, it seems like they're like Gen Alpha or something. Like they're like they don't like they're in the middle of playing some video game while they're commenting to me or something. But anyways, I did take quite a bit of heat for that one. And I don't really care, man. I'm not here to make friends. I'm, speaking the truth as far as I can see it. But we're in Santa Teresa now, guys, and the sky's opening up quite a bit. So I'm gonna try to get on to that highway there, and we're going to still got a few of you guys with me. That's cool. We're going to scan GPS frequency ranges and see if they're doing any jamming here. So there was and I see one of these clouds looks like it's been hit by some radio waves. The way that it's broken up, that kind of thing shouldn't happen unless the clouds go over top of a mountain. Anyways, so I'm gonna drive down route, I think it's 9. We're gonna scan 1.575 gigahertz and try to see if there's any GPS jamming going on in that area. If there is, then that indicates that there's still some military activity, that there's still some concern out there. They lifted the temporary flight restrictions out that way, but those cartels are always sending drones across the border anyway. So let's go ahead and let me see if I can flip the camera. You guys don't need to stare at me. Let me see. Sometimes I get notifications, sometimes I don't about live stream. Yeah, it's hit or miss with my live streams. Is that Kathy? It is Kathy. Yeah, it's hit or miss with my live streams, Kathy. I don't do them very often anymore. So if you make it, that's great. If not, that's okay too. You can always catch the rerun. I won't be mad at you. Just keep the comments cleaned up for me, Kathy. If anybody's cursing in there or saying anything silly, you guys that have that blue handles, you can take the liberty to do what you think is right. I'm not going to be mad at you. But my channel's small anyway, so I don't usually get any trolls on there. But I have before. I have. So I'm on New Mexico 136 right now. I'm gonna be heading down towards Columbus. If the stream cuts out, stick around. It's just gonna keep. I'm gonna wait until it comes back. But it does cut out here sometimes. This is one of those areas that I've done live streams at before, so it's not a new area for me. But this is a new setup. I'm not exactly going out here to look at the wall. While we're going to be really close to the wall, I'm not out here driving up and down the wall right now. I'm driving up and down one of the roads. It's not the gravel road by the wall, but it's a paved road. So it's real close. It is real close to the wall, though. It's like the closest paved road to the New Mexico part of the wall. So if signal cuts out, just stick around for a little bit. And it should come back. But we're gonna go out here. We're almost there. We're gonna see if they're doing any signals jamming. I want to, because that would be a big indicator that they're doing something. Where we're gonna be is very, very close to the Santa Teresa airport. Now there's a lot of shenanigans going on at that airport. I can tell you that. That's where I think the boss of the Sinaloa cartel, I can't remember his name, El Chapo, I think that's where he got arrested. And there was a lot of there's a lot of speculation that drug runners were taking off and landing from that airport. It's an airport that's out in the middle of nowhere. It's really close to El Paso, but it's kind of tucked away. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's small, so there's not a lot of visibility on it. Literally, it's out in the middle of the desert. So So it's definitely and it's also really close to this like private airport that Al Qaeda got caught flying into. There's this private airport in Santa Teresa. I forgot the name of it. I think it's like Cielo something. Cielo, like it's like a community of pilots, and one of the roads in their community, it's like a gated community. I think it's gated. One of the roads is like it's a legit runway, so they'll drop. They have like a lounge where pilots can come in and sit down and stuff. And in one of those lounges, I mean, this is what I've heard. Like, they overheard a conversation, and it was like some high-level Al Qaeda leader that like landed there from Mexico, literally just flying in on like a little Cessna, coming across the border and didn't get busted. So this area right here has got a lot going on, like, you know, a lot of activity. And so it is good to keep your eyes on what happens over here, because big players are in this area. So let me switch the camera around. You guys can see the sky. You'll see this blimp coming up over here soon. I don't know. This is the road. Is this the road? No, this is Strauss. No, we're not doing Strauss. The blimp is over here. I can see it. I don't know if you can. We're going to be driving on that road with the blimp. If I see anything hovering around, I'll let you know. Let me take a look at the spectrum analyzer real quick. No activity on the spectrum analyzer. So, you know, I was reading a story the other day. I was going through some of the oil news articles, and Chevron got awarded recently, like within the last couple days. They got awarded a contract. They got the rights to drill for oil off the coast of Libya. Now, I don't know if you guys heard about it, but Muammar Gaddafi's son got assassinated last like 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks ago now, 10 days ago. So listen to this, okay? Muammar Gaddafi's son was expected to run in the presidential race this year, okay? So Muammar Gaddafi's son was about to run for president. 10 days ago, he gets assassinated, and it's not like any like random assassination. No. Listen. Oh, so here's the blimp. You see that blimp? Pretty cool, huh? Let me pull over and show you the blimp. So, anyways, I'll continue with the story here in a second. I'm gonna show you the blimp. It's pretty cool. That is the DHS blimp. Can you guys see that? It's like tethered to a wire, just sitting there. Man, I really wish my camera was a little bit better. But anyways, all right, let's drive around here for a little bit and go towards where that. Let me see. Can you guys make that out? Am I just the worst live streamer or what? Here. Okay, looks like it came back a little bit. Is that Crown Jewels? Somebody say Crown Jewels is in the house. Oh, good, Crown Jewels. Yeah. All right. So let me continue with that story about Gaddafi's son. Okay. So Gaddafi's son gets assassinated 10 days ago, but it's not just any like hit job. Okay. He has. Gaddafi's son has security all around his house. He's got cameras. He's got a security detail. Okay, people are armed on his compound, and he's strapped, and he's got cameras. Well, before they assassinate him, they assassinate him on his compound. But before they do that, they had a professional IT team, a professional crew that shut his cameras off. Okay, so he loses his he loses his security cameras right before he gets assassinated, and then his security detail gets taken out with him and his security detail. Okay, and then a couple days after he gets assassinated, Chevron gets the deal to pump the oil. And people are wondering, like, okay, who assassinated this guy? I'm like, all right, well, I'm not going to say who it was. I'm just sitting here and reading the news articles and saying, man, it's a hell of a coincidence. Don't you think? Don't you think? The main reason that dude was assassinated was because he wouldn't let anybody drill his oil from the country. He was like, you want our oil, you got to give us gold. Now, we're not taking dollars. And now that company's getting raped. I mean, that country's getting raped by all these companies that are they're going to be in investor salary or investor returns going up. Meanwhile, that country's descending into chaos. You've got warlords still fighting each other over there. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just any country that has a ton of oil or natural gas, aside from like a couple of them, just descends into chaos somehow, magically. Because everybody wants someone else's oil. But hey, and anyways, let's see, driving out here a little bit. Let me check the spectrum analyzer. So this is the area where the flight restrictions were taking place. We are in what the red zone, where the red zone was. We are in that location. So when the TFR lifted in El Paso, there was still a TFR active where we're at right now. And it was active for quite a long ways down this road. So we'll drive for a little bit, just keep our eyes open, look around the sky. So, I find it interesting that Chevron also got the contract to drill for oil in off the coast of Syria. It's pretty interesting. When I was over in Iraq and Afghanistan, Al-Qaeda was our enemy. That was our main enemy over there in the Middle East. Al-Qaeda and the Taliban. And now Al-Qaeda pushes Assad out, takes the helm of Syria, and somehow they're not butchers anymore. Somehow we're not enemies anymore. They're our friends. It just pisses me off, man. Like, what the hell was I really over there for? If that's who I was fighting, and then all of a sudden you bring him in to the fucking White House, excuse my language, but that's what I thought when I saw that asshole in the fucking White House. Why is he there? Why are they not arresting his ass on site? You know, 1 week he's on the FBI's terror wanted list. Next week he's in the White House shaking hands with Trump. What the hell are you talking about? Butchers. Literally, people that are cutting the heads off of Christians. Literally. That is not hyperbole. Literally, people cutting the heads off of Christians welcomed in the White House by Trump. Bullshit. Bullshit. Anyways, so I'm not picking up any jamming out here. 1.575 is clear. So they're not doing any signals jamming out here that I can see. I mean, I might pull over and change the range that I'm sweeping out here. But I was almost positive that if there's something going on out here, they're gonna be jamming the signal. And I don't see that. I don't see that taking place right now. So the skies are clear aside from the blimp. I can see into Mexico from where I'm at, and I'm not seeing any drones. I'm not seeing any weird motherships. You know, some guy posted a very blurry image of what appeared to be like a large blimp. Okay, and his picture, and it might have been this blimp that we just saw here, and his picture ended up getting like 1 million views, and he posted that image on Twitter like the day before the TFRs went up, and everybody saw his image on Twitter, and they were right away, they were all like, I mean, even Marfugal News reported on this, and they were like, oh yeah, look, it's a mothership. And he's like, and the guy on in the photo that posted the photo was like, oh, there's something coming out from the bottom of it. Well, I mean, what he showed on there, it looked like the blimp. It looked like the DHS blimp. Now, I'm just going to be honest, okay? I've lived here for 5 years now, and what that guy showed, that post that went viral, like, to me, that just looked like the DHS blimp that I just showed you guys. So I don't think that was it, but everybody else seems to think that was it. I don't know. It looked like it was staying still, just like the DHS blimp does. And so anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and change the scanning frequencies on my spectrum analyzer, and we're gonna scan here. Let me turn it around a little bit. All right, hey guys. All right, so I got my spectrum analyzer. We're gonna change it. We're gonna start with we're gonna go up to 6 gigahertz. We're out in the middle of nowhere, so there should not be any Wi-Fi routers out here operating at 2.5. Or you guys still there? You guys still there? I don't know how long that will cut out, but I'm gonna change the frequencies here to that we're scanning. We're gonna start at 850 megahertz because that's what the Chinese military drones start at, and then we're gonna stop it at 6 gigahertz. So like a very broad sweep, and if I see anything in the waterfall here, we'll just zero in on what we see. I'm out in the middle of nowhere, so there shouldn't be any there should not be any like Wi-Fi routers here. Like nothing that's operating on 2.5 gigs or like 1.3. So your 1.3 is usually like the video feed for your drones, for like commercial off-the-shelf drones. And the 2.5 and like 5 gigahertz, that's like your Wi-Fi. So if there's like Wi-Fi drones operating out here, we'll pick those up. Right off the bat, I'm picking up some there's some activity on, what is that? 1.75. Okay, so I'm also seeing some activity. I'm also seeing some activity on 1.3 gigahertz. That's a video feed. That is a video feed from a drone. It's fluctuating. Because the area, because the spectrum, that the range that I'm scanning is so large, it takes a while to populate. But here's what I'm seeing. If you guys can make that out. So let me narrow it down. Let me zoom in on some of these, and we could speculate. There's a lot on 850. Okay, I'm getting a lot of hits on 850 megahertz, and that is a long-range drone frequency. That's just a fact. Okay, that's a fact. It's long-range drone frequency. We're out here in the middle of nowhere. I should not be picking that up. And then on the farther end, on the farther end, like in the higher ends of the 5 gigahertz, I am picking up some activity. 5.9 gigahertz, I'm picking that up. And that is a frequency that a lot of commercial off-the-shelf drones use. I think it's 5.8. Let me look at my list here. 5.8. 5.8 is video feed. So I'm picking up video feed frequencies. I'm picking up 5.8 and yeah, and 1.3. I'm picking up a lot of 850 megahertz. You can see the 850s. There's multiple. 850 megahertz. That's one of those long range frequencies. Man, the sun is coming down. It's right in my face. All right, so let me zero in on the video feed. Let me zero in on the video feed. Oh, I just picked up 2.5. Number 2 is 3.8 gigahertz. What is that? I don't know. I don't know what 3.8 is used for. But there's a huge spike. It might be some frequency hopping. It very well might be some frequency hopping. 1.75 has a lot of activity. Hold on, guys. Let me zero in on that right now. 1.5 gig, and then we'll go and stop it at 1.9 gig. Okay, so Let me narrow it down so it speeds up. Map. Oh man, this is a huge burst. I mean, this is a lot of activity, guys. Let me start it at. I'm gonna start it at 1.7, so it speeds up, and I'm gonna stop it at 1.8, so I can get a better waterfall, a better quality waterfall. Here, yeah, it's right in the middle. Guys, look it up for me. I don't know what 1.75 is used for, but there's a shit ton of frequency hopping in that range. So I'm scanning right now. I'm scanning from 1.7 is my start, 1.7 gigahertz up to 1.8 gigahertz. Look at, oh, it just stopped. It just stopped. Do you guys see that waterfall right there? Look at that. As I'm live streaming it, it stopped. It was, guys, this was going on the whole live stream. And then look, as soon as I start zeroing in on it, it stopped. It fucking stopped. Excuse my language. Look at that. Look at that. They cut. There was a ton of traffic on 1.75. Guys, look that up. Take a screenshot of that. Take a screenshot of that. Look at all the frequency hopping going on right there. Now it's blank. Now it's blank. They shut it off. They shut it off. What the hell was that? Guys, it was going on until, it was nonstop until I zeroed in on it. It was going the whole time. It was going the whole time now it's just blank. Now it's blank. What the hell? Are somebody tuning into my live stream? I got 17 people here. Nobody's concerned about my live stream. Nobody watching my live stream. Shoot. Maybe they got maybe they're looking at me from a drone. They're like, who's this guy with an antenna here? Zero it. Let's see what's he got. Ain't nobody watching my show. Shoot. All right. That's funny. Guys, look in the chat. Go look up 1.75. See what that's used for. I don't have anything on here that I don't know what it's used for. I mean, GPS is 1.575, and so I don't know. It's not picking back up either. All right, let's go ahead and look back at the. Let's go ahead and look at the 800s again, because there was a lot of activity on the 800s. I'm gonna say 800 megahertz to let's go all the way up to let's throw the LoRaWAN in there. Let's go all the way up to 960. I need some room for calibration error too. Are you guys still in here? 60 days, 2 inches. Can't eat. Yeah, don't eat the yellow snow. All right, so right now I'm scanning 800 megahertz to 960, and I'm seeing data bursts. I'm seeing streams. There's a constant stream 1 and 2 in the 860s, guys. That's it. We hit it. 860s and 870s. 860s and 870s. Constant stream, constant connection. And we're seeing bursts of data at 9:30. So I'm seeing these data bursts. Okay, so let me get the pen out. I'm seeing these data bursts around 9:30, and these constant streams here, these two constant streams, those are in the 860s. Okay, the 860s. The 860s indicate possible drones. That's could be an uplink with the drone, and then the data bursts. The data bursts in the 930 very well could be like telemetry data being sent back to the ground control station from the drones. You know, like elevation, speed, direction, things like that. So I'm seeing data bursts and I'm seeing a constant connection. And it's all very quiet noise. It's not a lot of noise, but it's there. It's consistent. It is, and I'm in the middle of nowhere, guys. I'm in the middle of freaking nowhere. There's no Wi-Fi routers out here. Let me go ahead and check the 2.5 real quick. Let's check 2.5. That's going to be like your DJI drones and stuff like that. Let's start at 2.3 gigahertz. And then we're going to go stop it at 2.6. Let's see what we got. Okay, so the sun is going down. I'm probably going to turn around here and go home soon, but yeah, no DJI drones out here. No, nothing in the 2.5 range. Oh wait, I spoke too soon. I spoke too soon. I can see them. It's very faint. It's very quiet. They must be far away. They must be far away. I'll show it to you in a second once the waterfall gets a little bit bigger. All right, so let me show you. Let me show you. Number one is 2.5. You'll see up here. These are the, man, I don't know if you can make it out. These are the frequency numbers up here and up here. And if you can make out these lines, you see where these little markers are? They're hopping around here. Those are transmissions that they're picking up. And it's very faint. It's a very faint signal. You can see like there's one line right there, very faint. There's like another line right here, like very, very faint. Okay. Highly likely that those are drones. Highly likely. Highly likely that those are like DJI drones a mile that way. Like right next to the border. I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4 data streams, constant connections. These are constant transmissions somewhere. I'm not around anywhere, guys. There's no houses out here with Wi-Fi routers. Okay, so Wi-Fi routers are going to operate on that 2.5. But if there's a drone up in the air and it's operating at 2.5, this little spectrum analyzer very well might pick up that signal over here. And it's a very faint signal. These drones are up in the sky. Okay, I'm as certain as I can be about these. These are going to be like your DJI off-the-shelf drones. And I can see one of them is offline now. One of them's gone. So now I'm only seeing 3. 3 clear signals. One of them's gone. So there it is, guys. That's going to be my live stream for today. I'm out here on this road. It's in between Santa Teresa and Columbus, New Mexico. And some very interesting things we saw today, isn't it? Did anybody look up 1.75 gigahertz? I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to turn this off. Did anybody here look up 1.75 gigahertz for me? Because I don't know what that's used for. But the fact is, there was a lot of frequency hopping there taking place. Ton of traffic. you could see it was going back and forth, this 1.75, and that indicates like, you know, encrypted communication, frequency hopping, things like that. So I don't know. I can only speculate as far as the 1.775 gigahertz. But if you're just tuning in to the live stream, go back and look at what we saw on 1.75. Very interesting. It was when I was scanning that broad spectrum, it was from like 1 gigahertz to 6 gigahertz. I narrowed in on that 1.75 because there was a lot of activity on it. I narrowed in on it. It was going for a while until I started to show it on the live stream. You could see it. You could see it. You could see the active signal bouncing back and forth on 1.75, and then all of a sudden I show it to the camera, and it just cuts off, and you can see it just goes away. Something's going on out here, guys. I don't know what it is. I don't know what they're using 1.75 for, but it's something's going on. I can tell you right now, I got cameras on this car from up above looking at me. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? It's creepy. Do you hear that? That's creepy as shit. You hear those coyotes? Can you guys hear that? Yes or no? Could you hear those coyotes? Anyways, all right, guys, that's gonna do it for me. Something's still going on out here. I don't know what it is, but I can guarantee you that I got like half a dozen, if not more, government cameras on my little car right now, wondering what the hell am I doing out here, parked on the side of the road with a spectrum analyzer. If I get a knock on my doors, guys, just know. Hey, I live streamed everything out here. Nothing's hidden. You know, I'm just putting that out there. Anyways, guys, that's probably going to do it for me for tonight. Thanks for stopping by. If you want to support the channel, I'd greatly appreciate it. I am trying to get some money together for a software-defined radio. I want to get a software-defined radio called a Hack RF. Am I still there? Oh, okay, looks like I'm back. So, anyways, I was telling you about the Hack RF1. So, I'm trying to get together a program that picks up these frequencies and scans for the Doppler effect. Okay, so I'll be able to like basically get this program going where I can zoom in on a certain known frequency, like those Chinese drone frequencies, and then listen for the Doppler effect. And what that would tell me is that if I'm picking up a signal and then I am able to analyze it and see that there's a Doppler effect, that means the object is moving. So if I pick up a transmission and it generates that Doppler effect, then I've essentially proven that there's a drone operating on that frequency. And that's as good as you can get with like $1,000 budget. Okay, I don't have, like, there's no program out there that I'm aware of that can utilize the Hack RF1 and then like actually pick up Doppler effect. Like, you got to put the math in there. It's all got to be right. So I would literally have to make that freaking program myself. And you know, I can start from some basic, like, you know, some program, some spectrum analyzer programs that are already out there. Like, I can just like add code to it, and I can use AI to help me write it. So it's not gonna. I mean, it is gonna be difficult, but I mean, it's not gonna all be me. I don't need to do all the work. But that is what I'm saving up for. And so if you want to donate for that project, there should be a link somewhere. Buy me a coffee. If there is no link, it's just you go to Buy Me a Coffee and type in UncommonNews777, and that's how you can help me out. So that is like the next project I want to work on. It's a software-defined radio that can pick up the Doppler effect on known drone frequencies. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it. I'm just going to head on home. Thanks for coming in and hanging out with me here in Santa Teresa. Very interesting live stream today. I'm going to remember this one. If you're just coming in and you're just catching it, go back. There was some highlights on this stream. Very, very fun little adventure we took together today. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. You appreciate what I do. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up on your way out. Comment, share, subscribe. And as always, don't forget, help out your neighbors.